Welcome to another Thursday night Bible study, brought to you as a ministry of SIGBC.
We read in the book of Luke a passage that has a corollary and actually more in depth in Matthew chapter 5. And so we read Luke chapter 6. But to those who are listening, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. If someone slaps you on one cheek, turn to the other also. If he takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt from them. Now, you remember that in the book of Matthew, in this account, Jesus also added another culturally specific illustration, which Luke tends to overlook in this particular passage, probably because of the audience that he was writing to being different from the audience that Matthew was writing to. But because Matthew was writing to a Jewish audience and Luke was probably writing to a more of a Gentile audience. And so Matthew includes the part where Jesus illustrated this aspect of being understanding and not letting what other people choose to do to you affect the way you feel about them, when he said if someone compelled you to travel 1 mile with them, then go ahead and offer to travel 2 miles. And you've probably heard the historical context behind this particular illustration that goes along with what Jesus is saying in Luke chapter 6, where love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. When the Romans were ruling over the nation of Israel, the law evidently stated that a Roman soldier, if he were traveling, could compel any subject of the land to carry his luggage, to carry his supplies, to carry his equipment for up to 1 mile. And so he could compel anyone who was a traveler to do that for him. And so the traveler would be obligated then to travel with the individual who was forcing him by threat of physical punishment to go out of his way to serve this soldier. And that's how a person could compel you to 1 mile. And so Jesus, using the illustration to the Jews who despised being ruled by the Romans, he said, look, if someone compels you to travel with 1 mile, go ahead and offer to take what they're making you carry 2 miles. In other words, don't let your heart be controlled by the emotions that result from a lack of understanding of the other person's perspective. Be willing to be kind, be willing to be compassionate, be willing to be forgiving of others by being understanding of the struggles that they face as well. He continues and he says, give to everyone who asks you, and everyone takes what you do not demand it back. He's not being stupid about things. He's saying, what's your heart? He says, here's what I really want you to do to others as you would have to do to. And then he continues and he says, do not judge, or you will judge. In other words, if we judge others harshly, then by the measure that we use to judge others, God is going to judge us. If we're not compassionate, if we're not kind, if we're not fighting in our condemnation of the actions of others, and God says, right, I'll use the same criteria. Disobey me, I'll use the criteria to judge you as well. So he said, judge, or you will be judged. Do not condemn, I'll be condemned. In other words, be understanding of struggles of others and the weaknesses of those who are brothers and sisters. And don't condemn by making them feel worthless and do something that is just really God is going us with compassion and mercy. Then he says, forgive, and you will be forgiven. These three things, don't judge, don't forgive, are all part of understanding heart. The reason I say of an understanding and why it falls in the category of the understanding is these are skills we view ourselves with the struggle of others. Jesus is in our heart when he says, I know the temptation is to get the actions that are not okay, judge them for it. To not have mercy, not desire to have compassion, not be willing to. When you understand, as God does, that we are mere mortal, weak, then accept times things. They probably going to be a regret. And even our responsibility is to judge them, willing. We are not looking at lives, our happiness, our needs, and we're supposed to look at helping others to grow in their. The point of from chapter 25, chapter 3, 5, the church is we can get so that we can encourage each other, and one another love and good works. We all need to encourage faithful, which is good. Jesus be under his brain was do you then you treat this you would like you and to be and don't if you don't by others them other if you do people who are give you don't be forgive them at the of lens like he and we're continue the next as illustrate conclude a giving it of the and is removed from his eye. Basically, if we look at the small in look large face and who's not to small other something us to sure that our take moves us our culture we can being addressed we can to grow other change well the idea of others have to you.
Thank you for listening. You can also join us in person or live on Facebook every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Japan time. This has been a ministry of Sakahogi International Grace Baptist Church.